Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to ithive.org's Saturday Morning Tech Show. This is episode 81, April 20th, 2019. And so, just before I get into the subject matter at hand, just to let you know, if you're watching this live, feel free to ask questions, post comments, and I'll do my best to entertain those as they come in. If you're watching the recorded version of this, please go ahead and comment and question, right? And I'll get back to you as appropriate. So, I just wanted to talk today about information and information security. It's a big thing, and it's going to be a big thing moving forward, because right now, personal users, small businesses, we're all inundated with all kinds of technology. There's cloud and hybrid models, lots of ways to do this, right? But first and foremost, I think what you've got to always consider is what's happening with my information? Where is it going? Who has access to it? Who can do what with it, right? And is it managed, right? So if you're running a small business and you have distributed information everywhere, who's managing that for you? Who's managing who does what with what? It's very, very important until one day it becomes an issue. So at ithive.org, we've got a couple of things in place. We always partner with larger entities because that back their product and back the service. Because as I've said before, we can't give our customers the best possible service if it's not backed up, right? If they don't have the bodies in house to respond to what we need, then we can't respond to our clients, right? So that's very, very important for us, and we'll always have that expectation. So, information security. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people use things like file sharing programs or free stuff or whatnot, but they largely go unmanaged, right? And you don't really know who's doing what and who's doing what. And on top of that, a lot of companies go into these kinds of things without any kind of strategy, any kind of plan, thought process, or organization of that information so it can be easily managed, right? And so we use a product called Workplace here for our clients, and the Datto who manages that product has gone forward and moved and made that very, very rich environment. So we could set up file sharing systems now with complete control on security, even keeping things in the cloud, right? And protecting information. So that's really important, and I'm looking forward to that product continuing to get better and better, right? So I know that I can think of a few clients that I'd like to approach and see if we can get them in a more managed environment. The other thing, as I had mentioned before, one of our non-for-profit clients, they have aging infrastructure, but it's very important that things stay running and working. So we am happy to say that we have provisioned them a cloud server, and I've talked with the vendor of their main application that they need, and this application requires a lot of data to see if it can be configured to run in that environment, and yes, it can. So we're pretty happy about that. So I've set it up. I've installed a demo version, and now this coming week we're going to set up security profiles for people that need access to the system, and we're going to test it out and see how it works. Well, So here's the nice thing with that, though, right? The data will stay in the cloud. It won't go anywhere else. If we have turnover or somebody leaves in the organization, we can easily shut down access to that. Very safe, secure, and on top of that, employees can be anywhere, literally anywhere, to access this information. And as we go forward with the way climate and products, gas is getting more expensive, stuff like that, remote employees are going to become a more and more thing that will happen. And management of those employees and management of the security around what they access and what they do is going to become a little more challenging, right? All the tools are there and they're starting to come forward to do this, but how do you do it? And how do you manage it properly? I tell you this much, those of you that are going to go in this and do it on your own or whatnot, you might enter into a world of trouble, right? It can be a complex environment, and then there's also issues of costing and whatnot. I know I'm working with Microsoft Azure, and when I went in, read everything and all that stuff, I found out that there were some hidden costs that I wasn't expecting, right? It wasn't made all that clear. So I'm hoping, Microsoft, that you will simplify the pricing a little bit more and make that a little bit more easier to manage, I guess, right? So anyway, we will see what happens with that. But it's so important, though, that your information, what's happening with it, and you have a strategy around it that people just can't access anything from anywhere and download stuff and whatnot. You need a system that'll log that, track it, understand it, and then also, as I've always said, right, technology is great, but it's not so good without human beings. You need human beings to manage that and stay on top of it and make sure that things are done right and that there's no issues. So anyway, that is what I wanted to talk about today. It's just one of the things that IThive.org does. We would sit and manage your technology for you, interface with the business, and understand the business need, and then deliver appropriate solutions to meet those needs and also protect your information. All right? It's one of the many benefits here and what we do. All right? So anyway, I don't want to keep everybody. I want to make these short and concise. We will talk next week, next Saturday at 10 o'clock Eastern. Any ideas for shows, anything like that, comments, stuff like that, post them. Let us know. We'll be happy to entertain anything like that. And of course, and if you like what you hear here, why don't you try us out? Why don't you be a customer? Okay? All right. We'll talk to you all later, and have a great long weekend. Hopefully people in Eastern Ontario and Quebec are not suffering too much from flooding. But tomorrow and Monday, 18 degrees and sunny. So something to look forward to. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Bye.